Is Taekook truly back, or did one sweet gesture in a car just shatter Hmans' calm facade? What exactly happened that made fans stop breathing? And what does this mean for the bond between the golden Naknae and the mysterious V? Before you dive into this shocking and emotional rollercoaster, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe so you won't miss a single update about BTS, Taekook, or the hidden emotions lurking behind every smile. Your thoughts might just uncover the next clue. The car ride seemed ordinary until it wasn't. The moment the video surfaced, RMY knew something had shifted. At first glance, it was simply Jungkook and Taehyung, sitting side by side in the back seat. Dressed casually, Jungkook in muted tones, Taehyung in a striking red that practically screamed passion and boldness. But there was something else, something electric between them that couldn't be denied. Was it the soft laughter they shared? The way Taehyung gently reached out to hold Jungkook's face with both hands, as if memorizing every curve? Or was it the expression on Hmans' face moments later that gave it all away? Rumors swirl fast in the BTS universe, but this time it wasn't just speculation, it was a feeling, a shift, a pulse that echoed across social media like a siren. Fans were quick to notice not just the sweetness of Taekook's interaction, but the thunderstorm brewing behind Hmans' usually warm smile. Could jealousy be written that clearly on someone's face? And if so, what triggered it? Was it the tender moment when Taehyung cupped Jungkook's cheeks? Or the way Jungkook melted into the touch with closed eyes and a soft smile? Utterly at peace, utterly vulnerable. What truly happened during that car ride? The camera didn't lie. It captured 1,000 unspoken things. The slight catch in Jungkook's throat as he chuckled, the softness in Taehyung's eyes, and something much deeper, years of shared history compressed into a single glance. And then there was Jimin. Though not physically present in the frame, Jimin was very much a part of the moment, haunting it like a shadow. As footage later emerged of his reaction during a live session, fans connected the dots instantly. His smile was still there, but thinner, tauter, his words carefully chosen. And then that one slip, that flicker of an expression when someone mentioned the car moment. It wasn't just surprise. It was something raw, more human. Was it hurt? Many armies felt the shift immediately. Suddenly, Jimin was quieter, more introspective in his live sessions. He laughed, but it didn't reach his eyes. Could it be coincidence? Or was it a reaction to what he saw? Could one simple gesture, a hand on a cheek, reignite a storm buried long ago? Taekook, a name that echoes through BTS history like a song never quite finished, seemed to bloom again in that brief, sparkling car ride. Their chemistry is undeniable, but what makes it more potent is its unpredictability. One moment they're silent, distant, parallel stars in the same galaxy. The next, they're side by side, warmth radiating from the screen like sunlight. Jungkook, always the one who chooses his words carefully, seemed more open than usual, leaning in toward Taehyung, smiling with that rare, boyish vulnerability that only certain people can pull from him. Taehyung, with his characteristic blend of mystery and boldness, didn't hesitate. He reached out, hand cradling Jungkook's face with a familiarity that made time stop. The world watched, and Jimin watched too. No one had expected this, not after months of speculation about shifting dynamics, new friendships, changing tides. Many believed that Jungkook had grown distant from Taehyung, that the once legendary Taekook bond had faded into a comfortable, platonic haze. But this video proved otherwise. This wasn't just old friends reconnecting, this was an emotional explosion, hidden in a gesture. And in the aftermath, Jimin stood alone with his silence. Had Jungkook drifted back into the orbit of the one who always challenged him to be freer, wilder? Was Taehyung's reappearance not just timely, but symbolic? The red shirt wasn't just a fashion choice, it was a signal flare, a statement, a mark on Jungkook's calm world that read, "I'm still here." And the way Jungkook responded, eyes fluttering closed under Taehyung's touch, lips curved in gentle peace, was louder than any words. But where does that leave Jimin? Jimin, whose bond with Jungkook had grown deeper and more visible in recent years, seemed momentarily displaced, like a beloved song skipped too quickly. Fans noticed subtle shifts, fewer inside jokes, more reserved interactions, an unfamiliar quiet in Hmans' usual teasing. Could it be that the return of Taekook had shaken something within him? Did he feel replaced, Or merely reminded of something lost? Was it a flicker of romantic jealousy? Or just the sting of being on the outside of something so emotionally charged? ARMEs are divided. Some celebrate the long-awaited return of Taekook, reading every gesture as confirmation of a hidden truth. Others ache for Jimin, interpreting his silence as heartbreak, his smile as a mask. But one thing is clear, this wasn't just another car selfie. It was a confession. Taekook is back, not with words, but with glances, touches, and a quiet kind of electricity that doesn't ask for attention, but demands it anyway. And Jimin is left navigating a storm that perhaps he never thought would come again. What happens next? Will Jungkook clarify the dynamic that's once again under scrutiny? Will Taehyung speak up? Will Jimin? Or will they all remain silent, letting the footage speak louder than anything they could ever say? Don't forget, this is BTS. Every gesture is loaded, every smile a clue, every silence deafening. So what do you think this means? Is it a reunion, a reminder, or the beginning of something entirely new? It wasn't just a touch. That simple moment, Taehyung's hand on Jungkook's cheek, was not born from spontaneity. It was deliberate, intimate, familiar, and it said so much more than fans had seen from them in a long time. But what's more shocking than the gesture itself is what happened afterward off camera, in the moments we weren't supposed to see. ARMY, known for being the most observant fandom in the world, caught on quickly. Between frames, between expressions, there were clues. Jungkook's gaze lingered just a bit longer than usual on Taehyung. His hand, resting close to Taehyung's knee, twitched slightly as if he wanted to reach out but wasn't sure if he should. Was he holding back something more? Taehyung, never one to overshare, had a gleam in his eyes. Not mischievous this time, not playful, no. It was gentler, deeper, and when Jungkook smiled, it wasn't the kind of grin he offers to the crowd. It was private, hidden, protected. But just as fans began piecing it all together, something else slipped into the narrative. Hmans' reaction. It was a clip from a separate livestream days later. He was alone, seated in his room, softly humming to himself as comments from fans flooded the screen. He was glowing, as always, but that light seemed to flicker when a fan mentioned Taekook in the car. His fingers paused mid-motion. His eyes flickered. Then he laughed. But it wasn't the usual Jimin laugh, the one that rings like wind, chimes and fills the room. No, this one was different. It had an edge, a pause, a wait. And the question everyone began to ask was, why did Jimin react that way? Was it just playful teasing, or had something deeper been stirred? The emotional tension was undeniable. For years, fans had speculated about the connections between the members, not just friendships, but soul-level bonds. Jimin and Jungkook, once nearly inseparable, had grown into a rhythm that was hard to ignore. Their chemistry was warm and soft, like the glow of a fireplace in winter. But Taekook was fire, untamed, dangerous, and now that fire was burning again, and Jimin could feel the heat. Had something changed between them off camera that fans weren't privy to? Did Jungkook's heart, so carefully guarded, begin to shift again toward Taehyung, or had it never truly moved away? More questions began to rise. In behind-the-scenes content, Hmans' behavior became a study in contrast. He would smile at Jungkook, but quickly look away. He would joke with Taehyung, but there was something brittle in the laughter, something almost forced. Fans began whispering theories. Was Jimin hurt? Was this the reason he seemed more distant in recent interactions? Was his role slowly shifting from someone at the center of Jungkook's attention to a quiet bystander watching Taekook reignite? In a world where cameras never stop rolling, it's easy to miss the quiet heartbreaks. One particular moment that shook fans came during a group interview. When asked who they would take on a desert island, Jungkook smiled and replied, "Someone I trust with my life." He didn't name anyone, but Taehyung, sitting beside him, gave a knowing smile. Jimin, seated across from them, tilted his head and whispered, "Interesting." The room went quiet. The silence spoke volumes. It's those little moments, the whispers, the glances, the silences that tell the story no one wants to say aloud. So where does this leave the trio now? Jungkook, seemingly caught in the gravity of two different stars, stands at a crossroads. On one side, Taehyung, bold, enigmatic, the one who brings out his most untamed side. On the other, Jimin, steady, affectionate, the one who nurtures the calm in him. But perhaps this isn't about choosing between two people. Perhaps it's about understanding the timing of emotion. Taehyung's touch may have sparked old feelings, but what matters more is what Jungkook felt in that moment and what he still feels now. And Jimin, his silence may not be absence, it might be restraint. Maybe he's choosing dignity over drama, or maybe he's waiting hoping Jungkook will turn back around and notice what's slowly breaking. Fans are torn. Some cry over Taekook's return, pointing to every look as proof of a love that never died. Others ache for Jimin, posting messages filled with worrying, support, and sorrow. One viral tweet read, "You can see the exact moment Jimin's heart sinks. And the worst part is he still smiles." So what comes next? Will Jungkook address the shift fans feel so deeply? Will Taehyung reveal the story behind that intimate car moment? Will Jimin speak up or continue to endure in silence? One thing is certain, BTS may be a group, but behind the perfect performances and synchronized moves lie stories that are very real, very raw, and very much still unfolding. And the biggest question still remains, was this the beginning of a new chapter for Taekook, or the final goodbye for what once was Jikook?